All right, let's go on a bit of a secret journey. It's one that happens inside all of us every time we swallow a pill. We're going to follow that tiny tablet from the moment it passes your lips all the way to the second it completes its mission.
I mean, you've totally done it. You take a pill for a headache or an infection, and then what happens? How in the world does that little thing know exactly where to go and what to do? Well, that's the exact mystery we're going to unpack today.
So, here's our game plan for this incredible journey. First, we've got to learn the language of this world, which is pharmacology. Then, we'll follow our pill as it goes on its mission inside the body, watch its grand exit, and finally, we'll zoom way out to see the epic origin story of how these medicines even get to us in the first place.
So, first things first, what's the science that actually governs this whole process? Well, it's a field called pharmacology, and it's all about how drugs work.
To put it simply, pharmacology is the science of how drugs do what they do. It's the study of where they come from, their chemical makeup, and of course, how they actually affect our bodies.
You know, the best way to think about all of this is like a story, with two main characters. On one side, you've got your body, this amazingly complex biological machine. And on the other side, you've got the drug, a chemical that's been designed for a very specific purpose. The whole story is about how these two interact.
And this story breaks down into two main parts. First, there's pharmacokinetics. That's a fancy word for what your body does to the drug. Think of it as the drug's travel diary. Then you have pharmacodynamics, which is what the drug does to your body. That's the action-packed part of the mission. Let's start with the journey.
So, our story kicks off with pharmacokinetics, what the body does to the drug. This is basically the pill's grand tour through your entire system.
This journey pretty much always happens in 4 key stages. You can remember them with the acronym ADME: absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. Think of them as the 4 acts of our story.
Act 1. Absorption. So after you swallow that pill, it dissolves in your stomach and intestines. From there, the active ingredients have to somehow get through the walls of your gut and into your bloodstream. This is it. This is the official entry point for its big journey.
Act 2, distribution. Okay, so once it's in the bloodstream, the drug uses your circulatory system like a superhighway. It literally travels all over your body, but it's only designed to work on very specific target sites, which, of course, brings us to the most exciting part of the story.
And that brings us to pharmacodynamics. The drug has finally arrived. Now what? How does it actually complete its mission?
Well, it all comes down to a really simple but powerful idea, the lock and key model. You see, your body's cells have millions of tiny molecular locks on their surface. We call them receptors. The drug molecule is designed to be the perfect key, shaped to fit into a very specific lock and make something happen.
But, and this is a big but, not all keys work the same way. An agonist is a drug that's like a master key. It fits the lock, turns it, and kicks off a process. You know, think of a painkiller turning on a signal to block pain. An antagonist, though, it's different. It's like a key that fits perfectly but then breaks off in the lock. It blocks the receptor, so the body's own natural keys can't get in and start an action. This is actually how a lot of allergy meds work. They block histamine from getting to its receptor.
And the body has a huge variety of these locks. I mean, they aren't all simple keyholes. They work in all sorts of different ways. Some are linked to channels that open and close. Others trigger enzymes inside the cell. And some even talk directly to your DNA to change how your genes are expressed. This incredible diversity is what allows for such specialized medicines. A drug for blood pressure is designed for one type of lock, while an asthma medication targets a completely different one. It's amazing.
So, the drug has done its job. The key has turned the lock. But it can't just stick around forever, right? This brings us back to the last 2 stages of its journey, metabolism and excretion. You could call it the grand exit. Act 3. Metabolism. Your liver? It's the body's master detoxification and processing plant. It chemically changes the drug, breaking it down and deactivating it so it's no longer effective. It basically gets the drug ready to be safely removed from your body.
And now for the final act, excretion. Once the drug's been metabolized, the byproducts get removed mostly by your kidneys through urine, but also through things like sweat, saliva, and even your breath. And with that, the drug's journey inside your body is officially complete.
But wait, that's just the story of one pill. What about the story of the medicine itself? I mean, the journey from just an idea in a lab to the pill that's in your cabinet is an incredibly long and complicated one.
Just get a load of this timeline.
It starts with up to 3 years of just basic discovery, searching for the right molecular key. Then it moves into preclinical testing in labs and on cells. If it looks promising, it enters the longest phase, human clinical trials, which can take 6 to 12 years to prove that it's both safe and effective. And even after all that, once a drug is on the market, it's constantly monitored in a process called pharmacovigilance.
The takeaway here is just staggering. For every 10,000 potential compounds that are identified way back in that discovery phase, only one will make it all the way through this whole process to become an approved medicine. It's a marathon that takes more than a decade, costs billions of dollars, and it's really a testament to some incredible scientific rigor.
From the science of pharmacology, through the 4 stages of its journey in your body, to the decade-long odyssey to even exist, every single pill you take is the end result of an epic story. It's not just a chemical, it's a carefully designed key on a very, very specific mission.
And all of this leads to a pretty fascinating question for the future. We've talked about drugs as keys for general locks, but our own locks, our own bodies, are all slightly different. As our understanding gets deeper and deeper, are we heading towards a world of truly personalized medicine, where every prescription is designed just for you? It's something to think about the next time you swallow a pill.